Welcome, yogis, to this evening wind down yoga practice. This is a fully reclining practice, and we'll spend a couple of minutes in each pose so that you can really let go of your day. It will help in this practice if you have a yoga block to hand. If you don't have a yoga block, you could use a rolled up blanket, a big book, or a firm pillow. And if you don't have any of those things, it's okay. I'll mention what to do in that case also. So we'll begin lying down, please, on our backs in constructive rest. So make your way down to the mat if you're not there already. And just take a second to get your hips just right, maybe a little lift and lower them back down, and do the same with your shoulders. Walk your feet out slightly wider than your hips and turn your toes in a few degrees, letting your knees come in to full to touch together. Let your hands please rest on your belly and close your eyes. Just watch the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. You can start to focus on deepening your breath into space just above your navel, just underneath your hands there. So the hands lift gently as you breathe in, and they fall gently as you breathe out. So you're not necessarily looking for enormously big breaths, but definitely a sense of depth. That's nice and easy. And in constructive rest, we try to soften as much as possible, so you're not having to effort your way into the pose. So if there's anything, any part of you that's trying really hard, see whether you can find a way to soften that a bit, to let go. Be more in a state of ease than effort, and focus on that gentle rise of the hands and fall of the hands. Might slightly tuck your chin towards your chest, just bring a bit of length into the back of the neck. You'll start to carefully release this pose by bringing the feet in to about that hips width apart. Let's wiggle them a little closer, and then walk your feet closer to your bum also. Reach for your block if you have one, or whatever you're using. We're going to press into the feet to lift up the hips and slide your support underneath your bum. So whether that's a rolled up blanket or a pillow or a yoga bolster or a block, pick your hips up and pop it underneath your bum, so sacrum bum, to where you can rest onto it and feel supported. If you don't have any support available to you, you can do this next pose with your bum still on the ground, so don't worry too much. And so you could either rest here, if this feels just right, or we'll take it into Viparita Karani, so legs at the wall. You can do this one knee at a time in towards your torso first, just picking up each of the feet. And some people prefer this variation. If you're really tight in your hamstrings, this can actually feel a little bit more restorative. Alternatively, you can explore it, reaching the feet up towards the sky. So either of those two versions, feet up to the ceiling or knees bent. And even if you have your legs up the wall all the way up, you can also have a soft bend there. So I'm encouraging you to find somewhere where you're comfortable and not having to really muscle anything or try too hard. Like I say, this could be done with your bum on the floor also if you had no block. See if it's comfortable enough to rest your hands on the floor. And turn your palms up so you can rest your fingers. Close your eyes again. And tune once again into that gentle but deep breath. This pose is wonderful for tired feet, ankles, and legs. It's also quite a calming pose. So allow also your exhales to extend. And if at any point you become uncomfortable, you can simply place your feet back on the floor. Begin to bend your knees if your legs are extended up towards the ceiling. And then one foot at a time, let your feet come back to the floor. So find the ground with one foot and then the other. Pause there for a breath. And then we'll extend your right leg all the way out to straight. So your heel rests on the floor. So right leg fully straight, heel on the ground. And this starts to extend through the right hip flexor. Again, if you have no block under you, that's okay. It will just maybe not feel quite as intense. But feeling this extension through the right hip flexor, you can either remain here, or if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you could pull your left knee up towards your torso and hold on to either behind the thigh or in front of the shin, and gently draw the left knee in towards you. So you've got this push and pull, almost the left knee in towards the left shoulder, and the right foot extending away and down towards the floor. This is wonderful if you've been sitting or driving quite a lot. A really nice stretch through the front of the right thigh. And then just notice if you've accumulated any tension in the shoulders or the face while you sat up. On your exhale, do your best to let that go. Your breath is still smooth and steady, nice and easy. If there's any extra manipulation to the breath, perhaps a lengthening of your exhale to continue calming the body and the mind. You can gently let go of the left leg if you had a hold of it. Place the foot back onto the floor. Once it's there, slide your right foot back in and place it on the floor. And Let's take your left leg into extension all the way out to straight. Rest your heel onto the ground. And once again, you could remain exactly as we are here if this feels like a good stretch. Alternatively, bring your right leg in towards you and hold on to the thigh or hold on to the shin. Just make little adjustments to get comfortable, please. The shoulders just right, the knee pulling in just enough, and the left leg extending out just enough to create some feeling of stretch through the front of the left leg. And then once you've set your position, you can come back to your breath, to those nice easy breaths into the belly, and those longer exhales. Feel them carrying away any tensions from your day. Just a few more breaths. You can start to release. So your right foot finds the ground and your left foot finds the ground. And if you're still up on a block, we're going to pick up the hips and move your support from underneath you. Push through your feet, pick up your bum, move your support, and lower yourself all the way back down to the ground. And to release that, you might find it helps to pull both knees in towards you for a little hug and just rock across side to side. And if it feels good to circle your knees a couple of times, just to bring some space back into the low back. Big circles or little circles, be sure to go both ways. Okay. Place your feet back onto the floor with your knees bent. And now we're going to cross your right ankle on top of your left knee, so a figure 4 shape. So there's right ankle resting onto the knee to the thigh there. And again, you might be absolutely perfect right here. You don't have to move from this position. You might even, if you had that support, like a middle point of sliding the support underneath your left foot. So that's a nice variation too. Alternatively, you can bring the left thigh up towards you and hold on to the thigh or onto the shin. So we're taking this into its right glute stretch, focusing on the right glutes. So as the left knee is coming in towards you, the right knee is very subtly pressing away. And just check your alignment through your torso, make sure that you're feeling spacious in the low back, shoulders are relaxed. And if you picked up your torso to reach for your leg, make sure that you tuck your chin again towards your chest. The back of your neck is still long. Your awareness is on this stretch on the right hip, right glutes, right side of your bum, and on your breath. Just another couple of deep breaths here. Let go of your left thigh if you took a hold of it, and place your left foot back onto the floor, but keep your ankle on your left knee. Now you're welcome to keep this iteration, this works also, but if it's possible for you, bring the right thigh now directly over the left, so your right calf is closer to the left calf, like you're cross-legged in a chair. And lift your hips up and move them slightly to the right, so lift them up, bump over an inch or two to the right. Stretch your right arm off the right side of your mat and let both knees travel over to the left for a twist. Now, like I said, if this is a little intense, you could have kept that figure 4, in which case the sole of the right foot would rest on the floor. Or if it's too intense to be bound up in this way, you could uncross the legs and stack your knees instead. And that would be a wonderful twist also with a little less intensity. So a really nice spinal twist here. You can keep your head neutral towards the ceiling. And a lot of times we'll look away from the twist to stretch into the neck. But as this is an evening wind down, you could also experiment looking out to the left and see how that feels. And sometimes that gentler version just feels more welcome in the body. So pick what feels good to you. And simply take those easy breaths again. Anytime thoughts come into your mind, especially if they tend to bring tension and gripping, let them be carried away on the exhale. Choose to not engage with them. Choose to not create more narratives or dialogue in your mind. Let it all go for this evening. Start to unwind yourself from your twist bit by bit. So the knees coming up, your arm coming in, and at some point unravel from any bind you had in the legs there. And we'll also come into a figure 4 on the other side, so your left ankle comes to rest on top of a right knee or right thigh. And like I said on the first round, you may be perfectly comfortable here, stretching gently the left hip. That's good. Alternatively, you could place your right foot on support on a block. Or if you prefer, you can bring the right thigh in towards you and hold on to the thigh or the shin. If, like me, you picked your head up to get a hold of the leg, make sure you tuck your chin down so the neck is long again. And gently pulling the right knee in and letting the left knee ease away from you. Nothing too intense, just a feeling of just right stretch. And see if you are able to relax in some way the shoulders or through your low back. And your exhales are still long. You can let go of your right thigh if you have your hands around it or your shin, and let your right foot come back to the ground. And like I did on the other side, it might be best for you to keep your figure four shape. Alternatively, if it feels possible, slide your left ankle down towards the outside of the right ankle so you're coming into a cross-legged position, more like an eagle legs. Push lightly into the right foot to bring your hips to the left. Stretch your left arm out nice and wide and let the knees come over to the right. So cross-legged twist. If having your eagle wrap or cross legs or figure four feels too intense, unwrap your legs and stack them on top of one another instead. And like we did on the other side, play around with where's nice for your head. Traditionally, looking left completes a twist all the way up into the neck and shoulders. But on an evening wind down practice, it might be nice to keep your eyes towards the ceiling or even to look out towards the right side. See if you're holding tension in the legs anywhere, the right hip, the left foot. Do your best to soften anything you find. Carefully unravel yourself from your twist, turning your head up and your knees up, and unwinding at some points along the way. If you feel a bit wonky, bring yourself back to center. Hold the knees in close towards your torso one more time. And you can rock just like we did between poses last time. Rock side to side. And finally coming into Shavasana, into relaxation. Extend your legs out, please, yogis. If you like support underneath your knees, you can take that. And just roll a blanket up or put a pillow under your knees, or lie flat. Just check your position of your shoulders. One final time, lengthening the back of your neck with a slight tuck of your chin. You feel like softness is just flowing into your body, relaxation flowing into your body through the soles of your feet. So your feet relax, and then your calves. And softening flows up through your knees and into your thighs. And you soften the glutes, and holding from the pelvis and the belly. Continues to flow up your torso into your ribs, into the chest and the shoulders, softening, releasing and relaxing. And then continues to flow then down the arms, your upper arms melt, forearms, and all the way down into the hands that curl naturally, effortlessly. And finally, this relaxation travels up into the neck and into your head, softening your jaw and your eyes and your forehead. If you would like a little bit longer than relaxation, feel free to just stay as you are and press pause. Alternatively, if you're ready to move on into your evening, start to move your hands and your feet. You can open and close through the fingers and the palms, and scrunch and unfurl the toes. And we'll take the hands, interlace them, press the palms up over your head, deep breath in. And bend your knees, walk your feet in and bring your hands back down to your belly. Carefully turning to your side, pausing there for a moment. Let's come up, yogi, to a comfortable seat once again. Allow your hands to rest in a prayer position in front of your heart. Thank yourself for coming to your mat and taking time to slow down. And together, let's take a deep breath into the belly and let it go. Thank you for your practice, yogi. Namaste.